What's going on YouTube? Josh here checking in. Today we're talking about the pause squat and how to incorporate that into your training. So basically the reason you would incorporate the pause squat into your training is simply due to the fact that you're breaking up the movement, meaning normally when you squat you basically drop down into the hole and you spring right back up. And notice I said spring there because there's a stretch reflex which essentially helps you get out of the hole. So the pause squat does a few things. One, it causes you to really stabilize your core quite well since you need to statically hold the weight in the hole. Two, since you are breaking up the eccentric, meaning the way down, from the concentric, the way up, since you're breaking up that part of movement and you no longer have the stretch reflex, it causes you to develop strength from the hole. Basically, if you're able to develop a lot of force out of the hole from a static position, therefore you'll be able to carry that through when you have the additional stretch reflex helping you, so hopefully making you even stronger. So basically the two reasons why you do this are because of the greater demands on your core, and then two, basically the increased strength out of the hole. So what weight should you use? So over here you'll see I've got some numbers written down. Basically the starting point that I would recommend if you're not used to using the pause squat would be to use somewhere around 50 to 60% of your 1 rep max for your back squat. Now the reason why I recommend starting so light is because in general it's a very awkward movement at first because you're not used to pausing. So obviously you will increase the weight, but you definitely don't want to start off with a weight that's too heavy and then you end up cheating yourself because the pauses that are supposed to be 3 or 4 seconds end up being 1 or 2 seconds and things like that. So on to the next note. Pause. In general for the pause I wouldn't recommend doing anything less than 2 seconds, and when I say 2 seconds I actually mean 2 seconds. So if you have a training partner, I would highly recommend that you have them do the counting for you, because trust me, when you have 300 or 400 pounds on your back in the hole, when you count 2, it's more like 1, 2, and you're done because you feel like you're going to be crushed. But if your training partner does it, they'll say 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. That's a 2 count, not 1, 2, and you're up. That's more or less just a slow squat. So if you have a training partner, try and use them. If not, really try and count slowly in your head, because otherwise you're probably just cheating yourself. Next is going to be sets and reps. Now, in general, I wouldn't recommend doing much less than two sets because you're just really not going to get enough training stimulus. And in general, I don't recommend doing many more than 4 sets because in general, the total volume will just end up getting quite high. Obviously, these are just guideline recommendations. It's really a matter of what your personal training experience is and your comfort with the movement. As far as repetitions, I generally would say between the range of 2 and 6 is a good place to be. In general, you don't really want to be doing high repetitions for the pause squat simply due to the fact that your time under tension, due to the fact that you are pausing, is obviously much greater than a standard squat. So you'll find that by the time you're going towards the higher end of that recommended rep range, when you're doing 4, 5, 6 repetitions on the pause squat, you tend to get very fatigued, especially if you're not used to the movement. And obviously when you get more fatigued, therefore you get form breakdown. So in general, we don't want to do too many more repetitions when we're really fatigued, because then what ends up happening is your form breaks down, in which case you essentially are reinforcing bad motor patterns. So that's basically the video, guys. It's just a really brief overview going over some basic questions on how one would incorporate the pause squat into their training. Now I hope you guys found this video informative. I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions, please post them below in the comment section. If you liked it, give it a like, and if you're not a subscriber already, hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you guys in the next video.